All right, welcome back to another crazy day. Hopefully, everybody's having fun. We got Mr. X-Ring over here.
Of course, I'm bored.
That's right, we are all bored. But I kind of got something I want to toss at you guys. I think I have an idea to break the chains of freedom. I gave Ray like a second of it, but now I'll tell him kind of what I'm trying to do, and then you guys, because you're the ones that matter as well, what you guys think.
It's a good-looking hat you got on.
Yeah, you mean this one right here? That one? Are you talking about that one? All right, TV, I always appreciate it, my friend. So here's the question. I think I might have figured out a way to break the chains of freedom in YouTube. Now, here's how it goes. And this is kind of weird because I'm not trying to ask to get something. I'm trying to make it so I can put a lockdown on stuff. So bear with me while I tell you what I'm trying to do. Now, I've never been a supporter of Patreon. I've never supported Patreon. So I'm new to the whole thing, but my idea is this. If what you can do with Patreon is you can unlist videos and you can basically do live chats in a hidden room per se. Now, when you're in a hidden room, we can talk about guns, we can show stuff, we can teach stuff, we can talk about load data and like really get into stuff and not have to worry about the YouTube monsters getting us. Because the trolls, here's what happens. So people get bored, they come on this chat right now. And all these guys on the comments are all well known, they've been here forever, but then all of a sudden you get these people that just red flag you. And then you end up either getting a strike or you get, everything goes down to demonetization and all that other crap. But for $2 a month, is it worth going where we can all go to basically a free land and talk about guns, tear shit apart, and have guns here and show them on camera? And someone says, well, how do you take out the firing group or whatever the thing is? And we go, well, hold on a minute, we'll do it right here, or whatever. So what do you guys think?
Well, my question for you is, Rick, because I've had a lot of people ask me to go on Patreon as well, and I've never looked into it. I know you spent the bigger part of the day
yeah, checking it out. I actually talked to Matt
researching it, if you will.
Yeah.
So I guess my question is okay, so you're going to start a Patreon account where you'll have chats. And if I wanted to watch your channel, I'll pay $2 a month. And that comes out, is it a month or a week or what is it?
It's a month. It's a month.
Okay, so I'll pay $2 a month.
But basically on our chats, like basically how I had it set up, because you have to do like these tier things, right? I go, okay, $2, and the things I'll know, you should at least do 3. You're telling me and all these red things, and I'm like, no, I want freaking 2. So I'm like, just make it $2 so anybody and everybody could do it. I want to be able to do these free fun chats and everybody can sit and bullshit and have a good time, but we can have guns. We're showing guns. Oh yeah, look at the Raptor, and you don't have to take it off the rifle. You can do this and do that. Yeah, and you show the ruler basically and not have to worry about everything going to crap or somebody coming in here and doing the whole troll thing. Now it is a cost, it's $2, but are people that come to these chats all the time and that just want to have a good time and not, have some fun, maybe learn something, come over for $2? I mean, it's $2, which isn't per se very much, but requesting $2 to come over, like right now this video would end, there would be a link, but if you were in that Patreon thing, it would automatically come to you just like this, and then it would be live. But nobody else could.
Yeah, Jackson's got a good name for the channel, R Squared.
R Squared, yeah.
So because I'm still learning about this, and you just shared it with me a few minutes ago, and I'm still learning. Okay, so let's say you do this, and it's $2 a month that I'm subscribing to you. Does that come out every month, regardless, once I start it up? Or do I have to pay every month?
I believe it's a reoccurring thing if you set it up like that. Not 1,000% sure.
Okay. And then you keep what percentage of that money, of that $2?
It told me there was basically anything under $2. I think it was under $3. I'd have to look now. They would take probably 12 cents, I think.
Okay, I'm
There's
reading
like
some of these
parameters.
comments.
So yeah, I want to hear what they would because there's been people. The reason why I'm saying this, guys and gals, is people have been donating to the chat with the super chat thing, and I feel bad. You know, a couple of people have given me $10, a couple of people have given me $5, and I think the other day was a 20. And I'm like, shit, I don't want people's money per se. That's not the reason why I'm having fun and enjoying it. But I want to be able to show guns. I want to be able to, you know, get crazy and have fun and not have to worry about freaking getting blasted by the trolls.
Well, it seems to make sense.
Yeah, you don't get, like, if someone was to give you $2 on Patreon, I think you would end up with probably like $1.87-ish. Like, I'm not 100% sure. This is all new. I've just been doing the research. But I think for the most part, it would just be much more enjoyable because the people that show up are usually the same group that shows up. So we could have a lot more fun, learn a lot more stuff, and not have to worry about, you know, whether getting in trouble for showing stuff.
Let's get bad Billies. Let's take the profits and have Microtech giveaways every time there's enough. I think Captain Shark's on here. He got his knife the other day, so it's good to have him on here.
And I got a 6,000. I just popped 6,000, so I'm gonna have to do some type of knife giveaway too.
What is it with guns and knives? They go like hand in hand.
Peanut butter and jelly. So what do we got for people? Patreon is very anti-gun. They lock up your accounts, right? I don't understand how they would do that. Krispy Kreme giveaway. There's another one.
Yeah.
By the time they got,
I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent after you told me about it. I'm kind of still on the fence. I'm going to let you be the test guy for it and see.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the plan. So I don't know. I want to at least try it for a couple months to see. As long as I don't get a strikes because I'm showing guns on that hidden unlisted video, I'm thinking I'm going to be okay.
Yeah. Did you read what these guys are saying about Patreon being anti-2A?
Yeah, I saw that, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know what they would be able to do because they're getting their money.
Has anybody ever taken a big channel, let's say 300, 400, 500,000 subscribers, and just went completely private with it and Patreon only?
I don't know. I know like a lot of the big channels have Patreon.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Those big channels I know are still around. I mean, they're bringing out content, so I don't know. I'm not getting much feedback from these guys. I don't know.
Well, they're answering. They're just talking about. Oh, and there's Shay there. I didn't know how to take your comment from yesterday. I didn't know when. I do want to address this because I was going to respond to it. I've been trying to take a break from YouTube for just a little bit as far as the video content, but I'll get on the chat with Rick when he asks me. But he said something to the effect of kind of pompous, don't you think? And I'm just hoping you didn't read that into me trying to be pompous or arrogant about it. It was having to deal with some of the vendors. So I don't know, maybe if you can clarify that. And if you meant it that way, it's okay too. It is what
Yeah,
it is.
instead getting people over to Patreon in significant numbers isn't easy. And that's not about significant numbers, guys. It's about the core group. There's about 30 of us, 35 of us that are usually on here for the most part. But I think you guys could get more info and we could give more info being able to be free from what I would appear is less rules, being able to show firearms while we're doing a live chat and tearing guns apart or reloading, sitting there making ammo or whatever the case is, but not having to worry about our channel getting strike down. So it is every month. So it'd be $2 a month. And again, I've worked in the fire service last 30 years and I do good. I'm not trying to make money per se. I'm just trying to make it where we can actually give better content, really. And there's the ability to get, there's a couple things, if you look on it, which it's still being built, but there's a couple things that other tiers, basically, it's 5 and 10. And you guys see RTT on there. I had a question. I actually called him and we talked today about this, and he has done it. And for his Patreons, he does stuff that nobody else is going to get. It's good information that only the people that have signed up for Patreon are going to get. And he has shown firearms in there, and he hasn't had any problems so far as of yet. So.
45 Auto says, as a result of having problems with Patreon, they moved to Subscribe Star. I've never even heard of that.
Subscribe Star.
Yeah, while I'm on this, just because Red October asked twice, he was wanting to see something about a glass trophy. This was Three Gun Nation. This was third place in factory division at regionals. This one was first place factory with Three Gun Nation. I think that was a state championship. And the only glass one is this one. Well, and that's the national championships that I won in 2018. So that's what those are. There's a bunch of other ones. It's just stuff in the past.
Yeah, 2018. That's not very long ago, buddy.
Seems like a long time ago.
Just Chablis.
Well, I appreciate it. Did Shay ever answer that? Say Chablis?
He said, my mistake, I shouldn't have said anything. I'll take the blame or fault and let it lie.
No, it's okay. No, I just wanted clarification. It's all good. Red October. I appreciate that comment about the about e-begging.
Could follow. Yeah, and that's what I want to do. We used to make fun, basically our farm group on that, but with the now being able to show firearms has changed the whole. Before you could show firearms, you could take firearms apart, you could do whatever you wanted. I mean, besides, the new rules of it apply now, and it's like, man, if you get 3 strikes, you're done. So.
Okay, so I'm gonna hopefully not step on your toes here, Rick.
No, I'm good with everything. I'm still
So I guess what the viewers need to understand, and you have to know, Rick, this isn't about the monetary side of it. This is about the freedom to be able to show what you want to see. You're not trying to ask for the $2 because you think it's going to be 1,000 people and all of a sudden you're making, a couple grand on something. This has nothing, and trust me, I know Rick well enough. This has nothing to do with that. You're just talking about the freedom to be able to show that firearm, be able to get into a trigger group, whatever, and not have to worry about anybody demonetizing something.
Yeah,
or pulling your channel.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of times we get really good questions on here, and you're like, well, shit, it's right there. Like, I could totally answer that question, like in a good way, like really show it what we're talking about instead of trying to talk about it. You could actually show it. And e-begging, like RT&T says, an offering and paid service are two separate things for sure. Like I got a great job. I fly back and forth because I get paid well in California, and I fly home. But the only way to break the chains of freedom, I keep calling it that, is to figure out that you have to be on basically a lockdown area, which is unlisted. Unless there's a different way of doing it, unless somebody has another way of doing it. So, but I wanted to hit everybody up because it's usually the same good group. We're usually around 30-ish to 45-ish people watching. It depends on the topic and how late it is at night and all that kind of stuff. But it's, I don't know. I mean, it'd be easier to say if you thumbs up, thumbs down, maybe to you guys in the comment section. Maybe that's the way to do it. But you would definitely.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Rick. I'm still 50-50 on it. Here, reading a lot of the comments that are up on here, and it's not about the $2. You know that. It's. I don't know. I just have a hard time doing that, I guess.
How do you get the freedom to show good content without being blasted?
Well, if you really wanted to show good content, you could go to another. What's the other one? The one that everybody talks about, Gunstreamer.
I think that's it.
It's Gunstreamer. I mean, you could go to that, but your reach is not going to be as far, nowhere near. So everyone that's on here right now would have to actually go to Gunstreamer, watch all your content over there. So there it is. The only thing is you're not getting any monetization or anything else. And guys, we're not talking about a lot of money. We're talking, these channels like mine and Rick's, I mean, you might make $200. You might make $100, I guess, about $100 on a month. And that doesn't pay for ammo or anything. We do this stuff because it's fun and we're doing it anyway. Yeah. So when you look at it, yeah, it's nice if you get $100 because it pays for what? 3 boxes of ammo maybe? Or if you're shooting, some of the high power rifle stuff and you're not reloading, yeah, it might get you.
Oh God, that's
a little bit. So it's not about the money, but it would be. I think the perception of it being about the money would be the bad thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough, and Matt RTT basically said, it's what that's true fact. If someone wanted to hand you $20,
that doesn't even pay our Diet Coke and sweet tea bill.
God no, it's not even close. Hell, I drink $100 worth of sweet tea just doing these chats, probably. But I don't know. I don't want it to feel like it's that because it isn't. I have a perfectly good job, but I want a way to break the chains. I want to be able to tear stuff apart, show it, whatever the case is. And it's and how do you say that one name? And he gave us $20 yesterday.
Hiza or Shibalsiki?
Shibalsiki. So I appreciate that very much. Overly appreciate it. And I'm like, well, I don't want people to do that. That's another reason why I'm like, maybe at $2 and we can just have fun instead of these guys, throwing $20 and $10 and $5 and $5 and I don't know. I'm just trying to make it easy for everybody, but really get good content where we can actually have some really legit fun stuff.
So you're saying we don't have good content now?
It could be better because we can show.
What would you change in the video content? Being able to show the video closer?
Yeah, well, being able to show a freaking gun.
But you can do that if we're not on a chat. If you're just going to do a video platform, you can do everything you want to do.
My chats are about interactive and commenting with the people showing up, and they love that. I think being able to do this and say boom, hey TV, blah blah blah. And I enjoy talking to those people, but if they have a question, say they said, does your Glock 22 Gen 1 have this? Because my Glock 22 Gen X has that, and I want to know if it'll work. We could be like, well, hold on, I'll pull the slide off, try the Gen 3 with that, whatever. I'm just coming up with shit. But there's so much more you can do to have a good time on a chat and inform people better instead of trying to talk about it. Well, first you gotta, show that it's clear, and then pull the trigger or pull the few things down, take the slide off, and then is it a big one? Is it a fat spring? I mean, it's just stupid. So I don't know. I think it could be a lot more informative. And like, oh shit, Matt asked.
See, there you go again.
Go buy some ammo. You gave me a bunch of ammo. See, this is the shit that drives me nuts because I do not want that. All I want is everybody to show up in one location, have a good time. Damn it, Matt. Thanks, buddy. Have a good time, and then we can do this without those stupid banners coming up and making me feel like an ass every time it does it. Andy's laughing his ass off. Yes, you are. Last time I call you. Of course, that might have been what you wanted. But I think it would be fun. I think it's so much more informative and I don't know. See, like Matt could have bought 10 people right there. 10 people could be, I don't know. It's $2. Like, I don't know. What do you guys think? Gary Parker, TB, Bad Billy 429.
They're telling you. Captain Shark.
I don't understand the web. If I did the website thing, I'd have to have my own servers and shit, right? What did Captain Shark say? Post a video on YouTube announcing a webinar with a link to the site. Have a live chat on webinar platform. Record it. Post it to YouTube afterwards. Yeah, but then where does everybody go to see it? I don't want to post it to YouTube afterwards. It's all about you guys being there, interactive. Like, this is
okay. You got 2 people said they'll pay the $2. Let's go. Start the Patreon. So there you go. There's 2 so far.
All right. Because I think it'd be way more fun. I don't know. I feel like an ass even asking, and then now I really feel like an ass because Matt just gave me money. So when I'm flying by on my Southwest, and I'm going to be like, yeah, it's right about here. I'm going to shoot it to that little tiny window hole in the airplane with a parachute. You can't rent or lease servers. You can rent or lease server space. But is it people going to go there? Like, I need it to be live, interactive. This is what makes it so much fun. This is why you see me on a live chat all the time, because it's cool.
Yeah, my dad says he'll give you $2.
Yeah, Pops. Let's just go golfing. You can steal my money that way. Take the money and hire strippers. Quit being hard-headed and just do it. $2, I'm in. I'll give it a shot. See what you guys. But you guys got to all show up, or it ain't gonna be fun.
I'll give you $2, but I'm not going to do it on a credit card. I'll just give it to you when I see you every month. I'll say, "Here, Rick, here's your $2."
Oh, your $2. I don't want these guys at $2. I just want to freaking chat with guns. Instead, we got to talk about stupid ass brass freaking brushes and dumb crap. Barely can show this without getting in trouble. And I got these. I got these shots, Red.
Oh, I'm carrying the classic from the video today.
This is a video one right here. Wait a minute, you got my knife. How'd you do that?
No, this one's the one that I ran over with a lawnmower and threw down the parking lot.
This one's better. I drug this one behind your vehicle.
Yeah, and almost got me sick.
Sick. Oh yeah, holding the camera.
Yeah, looking through the camera, trying to keep it in frame.
Bad Billy, keep hitting the treadmill, brother. You rock on, my friend. So here's something for you guys. Doing all these chats, right? So I did a chat, and Mr. X-Ring here, he says, and a lot of people say, like I think Harry Holster Harrison says he wears these darn tough socks as well. Then I talked to another individual, and he said 0.6. 0.6? 0.6.
Yeah, 0.6.
Best sock he's ever owned. So I got a 0.6 sock coming and a darn tough sock coming. I'm going to put them to the test. See which one. See if Ray's really got the best sock out there. Now they all are lifetime warranty, so we'll see. See all the stuff I learned on here?
Yeah, but you're not going to like that version of the Darn Toughs. Are those the merino wool?
Yeah, it's the merino wool.
What's the content? Because there's a bunch of different contents.
Why you gotta be a pain in my ass?
Because there's a bunch of different types of Darn Tough socks.
If I could see, I think it says 56 or 66% merino wool.
Yeah, see, there's one that has a higher content that's much better.
Oh, there you are with information that you just didn't want to tell nobody.
Well, what is he doing in that picture?
I don't
It's
know.
like he's riding a horse.
What the hell is that? Oh, you know what he's doing? No, I'm going to let everybody guess what he's doing because it looks weird.
Yeah, it does.
Don't smash the tip of it. It's like he's a metal worker. An iron.
He said you're doing fashion chat now.
Rick is now hosting. Yeah, hosting a. No, I hope not. Good God. But if they're good socks, I want to give the information out. Try them out. Let's see. Eric agreed, but we aren't listening. Let's see here. Where's Eric?
Yeah, 70% merino wool or higher. I agree.
Man, see all the shit I learned on here? 70%, huh? These are more of a summer sock, probably, right? Legendary durability, performance fit, all weather comfort. Blacksmith, yes, thanks, Tim. That is a blacksmith blacking the end of a sock, which just kind of doesn't look right sometimes. Maybe their advertising guy maybe took the week off. Rick is a pain in your ass because he can be. Yes, he is. Yes, he is, PB. Let's see. Eagle Eye says, the reality is any social media once they get big will influenced by big left investors. Patreon will eventually be restricted like YouTube. And then where are we going to go? Where are we going to hide? Hide in the shadows. Too damn hot down here in Mississippi to be wearing wool socks. Yeah, I don't know. These are supposed to be freaking nice, so we'll see. What the heck are you doing, Ray?
I was looking for something. I can't find it.
You looking for a sock?
No, I was looking for my Microtech tool. I was going to take this apart and oil it.
I don't know. Can you do that? Are you allowed to do that on here?
I can do whatever I want.
There you go. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get
It's your channel. They'll demonetize. They'll pull your chat down.
That's all right. I'll just be on your chat. Smack. Let's see. Live for Wild loves those socks, Rick. I've heard of a lot of people like these. Harrison likes them. X-Ring likes them. But I want to see which one. I'm going to wear one of each. I'm going to wear one of each, have a rough day, and then take my shoes off and step on a piece of paper, see which one sweats the most. So here's a question. If it's wetter, more wetness, is it a better sock or not as good of a sock? It should be a better sock, right?
I think it's better because it's wicking the perspiration.
Yeah.
But it also depends on if we're wearing Gore-Tex or waterproof type shoe or a breathable type shoe.
Yeah, so we'll do a test. It'll be the same shoes, 2 different pairs of socks, and we'll let it. Synthetic socks give you stinky feet, Rick.
Oh, TB, that's a great idea. We need to put a Krispy Kreme donut and shoot through the hole. Put the target behind the donut.
Kind of like your competition behind your head there.
That one there, yeah.
Yeah, that's about. No, it's a little bigger, I think.
See, we even had a discussion last night about one of these. Let's see. Just check and see with the viewers.
Don't let your dad answer.
No, he's not allowed to answer on what this is and how many different types are there.
There you go. Wetter is better. Unless it's fart. Thanks, Eric.
No, jeez.
Talking about that, no. YouTube operated in the negative over 8 years. Just the last 2 years. Look at all the changes. funny because that's the time they started turning all our stuff off and screwing all the people making videos. Oh, hell
Oh,
no.
jeez.
Gosh damn it. I actually texted him, or he texted me earlier today, and I gave him some load data for the. Man, he's done that like 3 or 4 times. See, this is the shit I'm talking about, right? Enough of
I
this.
see it.
This is like, here, stop it. It was a good time. He came over to the fire station. We hung out.
All right, so we're getting a lot of good answers out there. Folding ruler, old school. This is actually a brand new one. It's not old.
That's the carpenter's ruler.
You're giving it away. What
There's
makes
the
this
answer.
different? What makes this one specifically different than some of the other ones?
Well,
Look at the letter, the number orientation.
James says this. That's not the right answer, though. Right?
Carpenter's rulers usually have the numbers on this side, and a lot of times they'll have a little brass insert that comes out.
Here, you got to show it. Lay it on the floor or something. Like, lay it so now you got the whole screen now.
Okay.
Like,
so when you close it up,
what are we talking
you're going to see the high numbers on the outside, and then when you open it, the low numbers on the inside. I don't know. We might. It's yours, Ray. That's it.
It starts from the left. No, it's on both ends, isn't it, Ray?
Yeah, it's on both ends. So there's one. There's one.
This is actually kind of cool. We actually talked about this, and I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Rick didn't know, so I had to give him a little lesson on it, but not a lesson.
Rick does. Weather's better. Pops there. A different Pops.
Gotcha.
Oh, maybe. No, I don't know. I don't know the answer because I forgot already. But TV says that.
Lay you some brick with that ruler. Yeah, you can. What makes this different is a lot of sheet metal mechanics will use this. It's called an inside rule. So when you're holding it this way, you can actually read the numbers that are on the top here, rather than on most carpenter's rules, it's on the outside, and the 1 would be on this side. Now you can't lay it flat to measure something because, okay, let's say I was trying to measure this, okay? I can do this onto the side, but if this is really long, now it's going to be this way unless I extend it. So it's an inside rule. These are really hard to find. You don't find these at Lowe's or Home Depot. You usually have to go to like someplace that specializes in sheet metal type work. So you'll see it like HVAC and stuff like that. But that's the difference. They're not all the same.
Is that kind of the same answer?
Yep. Shay got it. Shay Cabler.
Shay Cabler.
Yes, that's exactly right. He got it. Ding, ding.
Nicely done, amigo. You won yourself a free trip to the Cracker. Let's see. Polishers.
Oh, here's a good one. Here's a good one. Since we have a lot of guys that like Polish, I tell you what, he comes up with some good stuff. So one of the other topics yesterday, which you guys saw, was this. I mean, we talk about all kinds of stuff, especially since he's learning, but you saw this on the Horus Reticle and all of the different holds in here. Well, what people don't realize is this is on higher magnification, and you can see how we get down into 14, 15, 16 mils. But when you actually look through the optic itself, let's see if I have enough resolution to do this. Let me see if I can change the angle.
You had it.
Yeah, so like right into here, we can go all the way down. This scale is infinite, all the way, or not infinite, but this goes all the way down to 40 mils.
No,
40 mils of hold.
No, it doesn't.
Depending on the scope that you have.
There you
so
go.
So even though this is the Horus Reticle,
that's a good answer.
Remember, on a first focal plane, you can only go down to the lowest power. And on the 7 to 35, you're limited. You can only go down to about 25 mils, which is sufficient enough to shoot a mile. But if you had the 5 to 25, you'll get more of this because it opens out further and you can see more of it. You see what's happening here? So on the lower power, yeah, like that. So right now, the bottom of my thumb is probably going to be somewhere around 20 mils. But as we get that power lower and lower, we'll open up this bottom of the grid.
Yeah,
So yeah,
one of the cool things about that scope is the windage. So it's basically set up at what, 4.1 miles per hour per dot.
no. So this is where Rick almost got confused, and I'm gonna do this so you guys can see it.
I think I am confused.
Okay, so guys, if you look at this, yeah, there we go. If you look at this, this is going to be your center right here, your center hold.
Yeah.
Coming down, that's going to be 1 mil right here. All of these little dots are not mils. These are actually wind holds. This is specific to the Trimmer 3 reticle. So if Rick is zeroed at 100 yards, and right now at 700 yards, you're holding how many mils, Rick? About 5.5?
Hold on, I just got back. For 700 yards, I have to hold 5.5.
Okay,
Yeah,
so what
5.
he'd have to do is he'd have to come down the scale and hold about 5, 5.2, 5.4. He's going to hold about right there.
Lift up higher.
Oh, right there. So that's where he would hold the target. But let's say he has an 8 mile an hour wind. Okay, it doesn't matter the direction, because right now he would use one of the wind dots. That would be for 6.5 Creedmoor, which is calibrated about 4.1 miles an hour. That'd be 4 miles an hour, 8 miles an hour. Same thing over here. So if he's holding 5.5 mils, he would come over to where that wind dot correlates right here, and he is going to hit that target if he's got an 8 mile an hour wind. But you see how this graduates out like a runway. So the further you hold, the longer that bullet is exposed to the air, to the wind, to the influences, and that's how those work. He thought that his Vortex had that, and it's not. Those are true mils.
Yeah. Mills over 4.1 miles per hour. So that was kind of cool. Something to learn.
Yeah, so yeah, stuff like that.
Well, show them the options of that sheet of paper.
What's that?
Show them the options of that sheet of paper when it comes to magnification wise. Doesn't it show like 3 different steps?
Yeah, and see, even Val is on here. What's up, Val? Val said he had to figure it out on the fly when we were in Vegas last year. So this would be low power magnification. This would be kind of medium power magnification. Same reticle. This is going to be your actual reticle whenever you're zooming in a little bit, somewhere around 16, 18, 20 power. And then these are everything that it does. Okay, so this Trimmer 3 does a whole lot. It has range estimation for different targets. It will tell you the thicknesses. It has movers in here as far as miles per hour for speed for someone walking and how much to lead them. This is a really nice reticle.
Yeah, for sure. It's confusing when you first put your eye in it, but I can see if you, once you get used to, well, I guess anything, it'll get a lot simpler.
Yeah, so Ken has a good point. This was something that I touched on in a video. He said on reticles with under holdover, which I've actually used in competition, what he's talking about is under holdover, which is going to be up into this range. If you set your 100-yard zero at minus 20 MOAs on the reticle, you'll gain that much more in extreme long range. And he's absolutely right. Something else that we'll do is we'll subtract our first target number. Like if you know that your first target's at 421 yards, go ahead and figure out your dope for 421 yards, dial it in. So you're zeroed for 421 yards right here. That means you're really only working in this, sorry, it's hard to do this in reverse, in this zone right in here. You're not having to come all the way down and basically work lower in the scope.
Ball.
This is actually from Horus. I use these for teaching. And so, yeah, it's not going to work for something like an EBR2C, but those things you can print out. But it's really hard to find anything that Horus has because Horus was bought out by Nightforce. Todd Hodnett was the owner of all of those reticles. And so it's hard to find anything H58, H59, Trimmer 3, all of those are really tough to find material on. So some of these handouts are really nice.
Yeah, especially since it's not in Straylock.
Yeah, you're not going to find any of those reticles in Straylock because they're not going to pay the royalties on it to Nightforce, I guess. And, for a while there, even Vortex wouldn't do it, and they were losing a lot of the market. And so they started offering their Razor HD with the Trimmer 3. That was big news 2 years ago because the 4.5 to 27, it's coming out with the Trimmer 3. So they worked out an arrangement with Nightforce and I guess started paying them their money.
PB, man, I tell you what, if there's one guy that really supports this channel and in any magnitude, it's this guy right here. He's always and hit the thumbs up button. Do this. I always appreciate that, PB. Thank you so much. But it's back to that thing. I don't know. It just feels weird even asking about it. But then you got these knuckleheads doing the things. So it's like, I think 30 people. No. What was it, $30? 60 people could have basically been on there for a month for free.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I even brought it up. Oh, Nick's saying Applied Ballistic has most of them reticles. Does it have those Nightforce ones? It'd be fun to know.
Well, I've got the Applied Ballistics program on here, so I'll check it while we're talking. But Conservative Sniper Hunter has a good question. Basically, he's asking about chrome line barrels. Is there anybody in the U.S. that can chrome line barrels? Yes, there's plenty of companies that do that. But that's really not something you see in precision rifles. Chrome line barrels, I mean, it's extremely durable, but that's really more for hard use for what I would consider harsh environment combat application, because it doesn't require any break-in. It's extremely lubricant, if you will. But yeah, it's not something you see. I don't know of any chrome line barrels that are known for like supreme accuracy. I could be wrong.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm answering stuff while you're talking.
Oh, that's it. Okay, so I'm going to go check Applied Ballistics while you're doing that. You go ahead.
The reason why he may ask is he does live in a harsh environment. It's very wet out there. DW says he uses a chrome line barrel for his Echo Trigger. Those are fun, I bet. M16 in Vietnam. LOL, I got one of those too, Jerry. This is awesome. Yeah, I don't know. Shit, even Eagle Eye might be able to do that. But I don't know. I had some good conversation with him after the chat, man. He's made some really, really nice rifles. If you guys are interested in getting some custom barrels done, definitely go check out Eagle Eye. He's got some cool, very accurate. He was telling me some of his rifles. Man, pretty damn amazing what he can do with that thing. Hey, Red, you shoot a bolt action long range rifle, 270, like hunting wood stock?
Hold on, I'm still looking. Okay, so yes, I did find some Nightforce scopes in here. I found the Trimmer 2 and the Moore from Nightforce, but I'm not seeing some of your other more common reticles. Actually, it's very limited on what you've got in here. The only problem with Applied Ballistics, and I love Applied Ballistics, especially in the Kestrel, but the Applied Ballistics, the interface is not as quick as an intuitive as it is in Strelok Pro, in my opinion. I've used this quite a bit. That's probably why I wasn't familiar with some of those reticles in it, but it doesn't have the Trimmer 3.
Got it.
So good to know.
I think, who was it? Red October asked this.
I do not. I have no hunting rifles.
Or they're all hunting rifles.
Okay, so Joaquin says, when are the caps going to be on sale, Ray? Well, I kind of feel like Rick about it. What I did was I ended up having 24 hats made, and I thought about offering them for sale on the channel. But the problem is, and Rick knows me, I'm not going to do anything halfway, period. If it's not right, I'm not going to do it. I kind of went backwards and said, you know what, I'm not even gonna sell these, because what I'd have to sell them for. I mean, the hat costs me $25 to have made. I think I have 19 hats, and there's only a couple people that have them. I have one. Rick has one. I think Sam has one, and then my dad and one of his buddies. If you want one, I can sell it for 30, because I'm still going to lose money on shipping, and that's fine. I don't mind, as long as I'm getting what I actually paid for it. And I would appreciate it, but I don't even know how I would go about selling it. Is that a gay unicorn?
I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. No, it's the X-Ring logo with the crosshair in the middle in red.
And here's
on the back side, it has the American flag. That's it.
Send me one, I will pay for it. Ray, call Bunker Branding and see how much merchandise. Uh-oh, somebody got Netflixed. Dun, dun, dun. Must have been a new show that just started. Gotta have the flag. It's a must.
Hey, can you turn the light back on? There you go. Thank you. Killed all my lights in here. Dang it.
You're good. Oh, yeah, turn it back on. Talking about Bald Super Chat.
Okay, so if you want one of the hats, I tell you what, until I'm sold out of them, just send me an email at thexringchannel@gmail.com. Once again, thexringchannel@gmail.com, and then I can just send you a PayPal or whatever. It doesn't matter.
And for Americans, it's the X-Ring Channel.
Yeah, the X-Ring Channel. No, I do not work in Hickory, TB. You might be referring to Zero Delta and US Optics and all that being based out of there, but no, I do not.
Yeah. We got Red October, if you guys are into throwing knives. And he's actually getting good now. Now, I wanted to pause and make that whole thing, but go check out Red October and his knife throwing skills. They're pretty awesome. Brr. I don't know, it's been a good time on here. I'm having fun, enjoying the chats. So I think I could go down as YouTube's chat master.
You're getting there.
That's right. Ray goes, are you trying to break records today making videos?
Man, he was releasing one after the other.
You got to get them out there.
I guess.
Or maybe you just hit the wrong button and send something off that wasn't ready to go yet. I still got some good reviews coming up, though. Oh, I got to send that suppressor video out.
Oh, that's right.
And then that has the first cold bore shot with the new brake on there.
Yeah.
And then we got the Palmetto State Armory AKV. Yours is out already, which is cool. I'm going to send mine out.
Okay. So Nick has a really good question. He says, Ray, do you use the Strelok Pro? Okay, so this is the deal. This is how the whole thing started. So way back in the day, the very first ballistic app that you could pretty much get on your smartphone was the one by Knights Armament. And it used to be free, and it had all of the military guns in there, basically. And I used that for probably 2 years, and then I heard about this other one called Strelok. And at the time, I did not have a Kestrel. I had one for work, but didn't have applied ballistics on it. And so I was issued one, and you could do wind and all this other stuff. And so I knew I'd known about Kestrels for a while, but never used the 5700s or anything with. Prior to applied ballistics, Kestrel made one with a Horus. They actually, I don't know if it was called a T59, and this was in the days when you had little PDAs and everything else that you were doing it. It was basically it looked like a Palm Pilot, and you could put ballistics in there. But anyway, long story short, I shot at the Nordic Long Range Championships, and I had uploaded Strelok Pro. I actually went with Matt Pierce, who you guys saw on the channel the other day. You've seen him. He was in the AKV video as well. Him and I went and shot that Nordic Championship, and we uploaded Strelok Pro just a couple weeks beforehand and printed out our data sheets, put everything in there that we thought we needed. And I actually won that match, and I won it. I was shooting a 5.56. It was not Black Beauty, but I won the overall match, and division, if you will. And so that little 5.56, I was beating guys with open guns shooting 6.5s and 6mm Creedmoors and everything else, but I learned to trust that app, and that app worked. There was no issues with it. And then about a year later, I was able to purchase one of the 5700 Elites. So I use a Kestrel 5700 Elite at all competitions. I do not use Strelok Pro in a competition any longer. But in the long range classes, like the one I'm teaching next weekend, which we still got some spots, we teach Strelok Pro because everyone has a smartphone, whether it's Android or iPhone. You can upload it, it's good to go. Not everyone can spend $600 on a Kestrel 5700 Elite, and so I didn't want to teach that in the class. And if someone has a 5700 Elite, I'll answer questions for them about it, but it's really geared around Strelok Pro, and it does work.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've been off quite a bit trying to guess the weather, and then you'll punch in the numbers, and it'll be like, it'll be a complete middle, high or low.
Yeah, so in Steele, California, he says he always has problems setting up the weather because he's out of cell range when he's shooting, and that is a limitation. However, they do have little dongles, if you will, that you can plug into your phone that'll have a wind vane that you can Bluetooth link to Strelok Pro. So not only can you do it with your Kestrel and link it to Strelok, if you had one that had Bluetooth and let's say it didn't have applied ballistics, but you can also do it with those little dongles that are cheap. And I was told you can get those for as little as about $10 now.
Hey, are we about an hour and a half to 2 hours from Boone?
About 2 hours, I believe.
Yeah, I knew it was somewhere in there. And then Papa's Place has a question about this, and someone else had answered the harmonics are better with peel washers. But what do you think?
There's a lot of companies that use a lock nut system. You guys, I think Seekins Precision has one, Area 419 has one. I know Control, Muzzle Brake Solutions, they offer one as well. It does make it simple when you're trying to time stuff, but I don't have an opinion on it either way. I mean, if it's there, like the one that I put on Sam's rifle, the PCR, it had the lock nut on it, and it seems to work well. But for me, I'd rather Loctite it, time it, done, good to go. Once I get a muzzle brake or a suppressor attachment on a rifle, it's probably not going to come off again until I'm either rebarreling it or selling it or something.
Yeah, exactly. Someone had asked, I don't remember what video it was. I think it was the last one about putting that brake on there. Maybe it was Hitting Steel, California. No, it wasn't Hitting Steel. Well, anyways, basically they're like asking, like, I don't remember what the question was exactly. Oh, should I put X suppressor on, or should I run it with a muzzle brake? And I'm like, man, if once my suppressor is like out of jail, it's never going to be shot without the suppressor, like, period. So that was my
okay. Jack and TB, I did get your email about the hat. Let's just make this really easy. If you'll just, because I don't use PayPal a lot, if you'll just email me back with your address, the shipping address where you want it to, and then I will answer back with the PayPal account. That's the easiest way I can think about it. To do it.
Compact 386. Get back up here, see what's going on. So TB and who else had sent you an email?
Joaquin, and I do appreciate it, guys. I really do.
Let's see, bitch Alexis. Yeah. Hopefully you don't have Alexa in your house.
Oh, DW says JP uses a hollow collapsible washer. Yeah, I've seen those, but I don't really see that on any of the JP, because most of the JPs I've had the polished muzzle brake on there, and they get it timed perfectly for the threads. So, and guys, I shoot JP a lot. I like those rifles. Probably had about 8 competition rifles that are JPs, and all of them have always had the blended muzzle brake on there.
This was it was Jackson that had asked us in one of the videos earlier. So you can give them better information.
Okay, the only suppressor I have that will handle 6.5 Creedmoor is a direct thread. that has to be shared with other guns. Should I just use that or put a muzzle brake on it? Rick just kind of asked it. Okay, if I have a suppressor set up, for all my precision rifles have suppressors set up on them, period. I don't run direct thread on anything because pretty much the only suppressor I run are Thunder Beast suppressors, with the exception of the hybrid. And that hybrid was the only reason I bought that, was just the one can that would pretty much do it all. And so this is a funny story, guys. You know what? I'm not even going to tell that story, but yeah, we get pretty creative here in the shop. And we actually took a muzzle brake and bored the diameter out here in the shop here. There's a whole bunch of presses and stuff you guys don't see that I never turn the camera around.
Good stuff.
But yeah, it's good stuff. But
okay,
anyway.
let's just say you have a brake for a 223, but it's the right threads, and
half 28,
and you need it to fit on a 9mm, and you got two guys, and you got a drill, and you got a
drill press,
and you got some
fixturing.
Let's just say,
for me, it's one of those. I want to do it. I want to do it right now. I don't care what that brake costs. I will bore that brake out if I need it right now.
Ray's over here doing this, and I'm over here doing this. He's all, we straight? I'm all, yeah. And I'm squirting oil and going right through $150 freaking.
Hey, you do what you got to do.
It worked. It worked. It
Yeah.
worked. That's all that matters. Ingenuity. That's right.
Necessity.
Overcome,
necessity.
Right?
Yeah.
And you can see that video. Well, not the drilling part, but you can see that on Ray's Palmetto State Armory 8KV. No. Yeah. I don't know. My brain's not working right now. What, no drill press? He did have a drill press, but he had a little guy. I got the big one over here, but it's like,
I know. See, the thing is, like CNCs, Bridgeports, all of that, that's not a problem. Access to all of that stuff, that's easy. But when you need it right now, and I don't want to drive anywhere, yeah, we're going right over here, and we are going to make it.
That's right. He already tried the little the bench drill press. The throw was not long enough, so he said, I got an idea. I said, let's get it done. Will any of the guns grease on Midway be good for greasing the bolt? Ray has that crazy aircraft grease.
Well, hold on, Rick. I'm going to show something here that didn't show.
But this is the stuff I use because that's what I have, and I like Lucas.
Okay, so that Lucas gun grease is great, but I will tell you that, like, if you need gun grease like this, that's got a precision applicator to it, and it's really nice because once you pressurize the back, it doesn't squirt out because you turn this, and it's eccentric, so it will actually time itself so that it's not on the black washer like that, and so now it will actually come out, so it'll stop. But I will carry this in a bag if I needed to grease something. But typically, grease is what I use on all Garands, M1 carbines, M14s, anything like that, and then my bolt guns. Everything else, I'm a big fan of the Lucas oil.
So, Jackson, yeah, you never answered Jackson's question.
What was his question?
You went on a tangent about your suppressors and but you never answered his question. Pretend you're Jackson. What would you do?
Yes. Oh, night. Good night. Sleep well. If you only have, excuse me, if you only have one suppressor and it's a direct thread,
but he shares it.
Yeah, he shares it. I would just share it between the platforms. That way your zero's not going to shift or anything else. But I don't shoot. I'm not going to shoot a precision rifle without a muzzle brake on it, because I want to be able to track that vapor trail as soon as it leaves that barrel, depending on the caliber.
That's not what he's asking. So
okay.
I think what Jackson's asking is you have one suppressor.
Yep.
Direct threads. If he's swapping it between rifles, will it keep the same zero when he's tightening it?
I just answered. It should, as long as you're torquing it to the same value when you put it on.
Okay. So it's better to run so the answer would be it's better to run a suppressor than a muzzle.
That's why you
brake.
bought it.
Yeah, hell yeah, use that thing. Get it full of carbon. That's what it's there for. I can't wait till mine shows up.
Okay, hold on. I'll show you. This is a good question right here.
They're always good questions. These are great people out here. Hey, Sean McDonald. Except for Bald and Curious. I don't know.
Okay, so the way that I was taught was on a bolt gun, you want to get the back of the locking lugs here, okay? You can put a light coat here. It's not going to do anything on the fluting, but it just will help with the finish and everything else. But the important one is right there, because that's what locks and cocks the firing pin, basically. So that's what you want to grease on a bolt gun. I don't really grease anything else. And lithium grease works fine as well. As a matter of fact, I don't know what this TW25. I don't know. I'm really funny about smells. I don't like anything that's nasty about the gun. So
freaking Rain Man.
You know me.
Rain Man. That's what we call your ass.
Yeah.
How long? We've been talking 1 hour. All right. So you got any quick questions out there in the group before we end this thing? Because
did you get your answer?
I think I did. I'll try it, see what happens, and
perfect.
It'll be that was the reason for the thing. So I think it'll be okay.
Okay. So, all right. So let me ask this question before we go. So I know there's a lot of people, and my channel is mostly geared towards precision rifle. It's something that Rick is into now. A lot of people come for the precision rifle content. What would you guys like to see, have explained, learn, whatever that you might not be comfortable with, or just want more information about when it comes to long range shooting? Is that a fair question? That's fair.
Yeah. Well, and see, that's the kind of thing that is going to be a lot better with the other stuff, because I could set the camera up here and you could talk them through what I'm doing.
Yep, I'm listening.
Like say we're shooting prone, you could talk about all the things like loading the bipod and having your feet this way and being in line with the gun, and so on and so forth, and blah blah blah. And that's the stuff that's going to help me. It's going to help them. If you want a better accurate shot, like somebody had sent me a picture of a group. You saw the group, and it was okay. Like, but it could probably be tighter by just doing a few things, or maybe tightening up some stuff. A dedicated reload video.
See, and we could do giveaways too, Rick. That would be the thing. So let's say I had another LUDT. I could say, whoever answered. Now we're not doing this tonight. Captain Shark won the last one. Okay, I might do this some other time on some other thing. But if I said, "What is this?" and I took it away, whoever had the answer first could theoretically win the knife. Okay, we'll show it again. We'll see how many guys are out there would recognize or know what this is.
Your screen is so shitty, ain't nobody gonna be able to figure that out.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Dang it. Hold on then. Wait a minute. Let me go to my camera. I'm gonna change this.
If you could only own one multi-caliber suppressor, what would it be? I would do the 30 Thunderbeast Ultra 7. But that's only me.
Is it better now?
Sure. Yeah, you can see it a little better now.
Dang it, man, I got like 200 studio lights in here.
I know, it's freaking crazy. It's that crazy, crappy internet service you got. Hell, mine might be just as bad, but I don't know. It's an 870 tool.
No, Good muzzle brake. Look at the Team Area 419 Hellfire muzzle brake. That's a good one. If you're looking for a good quality self-timing muzzle brake, that's a good one. And I've got one over here, but it's attached to a rifle, so I can't show it.
Exactly. That's why this YouTube thing sucks. I clicked on the wrong one. Mr. Guns of Gear just did a good video on this.
Can now give you a huge hint. When we unscrew this.
Oh, that's for the hog.
You can't give it away.
It don't matter. You ain't giving shit away anyways.
How do you know? I'm spontaneous like that.
Well, don't you be all spontaneous. If you got a knife to give it away, give it to me so I can.
Okay, so guys, if this is a bolt, okay, on a Remington 700 or anything like this tool right here is extremely helpful. So you're not doing it with 550 cord or a toothbrush and busting a knuckle. You slide this over the back of your bolt. This cams over the cocking mechanism, and then you basically, I'll let you guys see what's going on here.
No, hold on, let me click on you. All right, it's all you, amigo.
Okay, hold on.
Thanks, Jerry.
So what this does is this basically locks on the tooth. So as we screw this, this will now hold that in place. So I can pull the firing pin out of the bolt. This is where you also place grease. So this is the firing pin on your bolt. Your bolt is now empty. And then to take this off, what you'll do is you'll use this long piece that's threaded. You screw this in. And then now what I can do is take the dowel pin out and take the spring out. So if I needed to change the tension on the strike, let's say I was shooting a lot of military, let's say 118 LR or something like that. Some of your, what's up, SoCal? Some of your other rifles, some of your firing pins will not strike those hard enough to fire them off.
Does that work on one?
Oh yeah, this will work on yours.
So I could have greased the inside of that bolt. I'll have to do it next time.
Man, that thing's brand new. It doesn't need grease on the inside yet, but we'll do it next time. But if you get caught in a really bad storm or something and your rifle just gets completely soaked or you drop it in the water, it's a good idea to take that out, inspect it, dry it off. And Bald and Curious says, dang, I had no idea you can take that bolt apart. Yes, and it's pretty important, especially if you have one that has a high round count. You can do some inspection on it and replace those springs.
Actually, your screen looks really good right now, at least here.
Well, I bumped it up. I can bump it up another notch, but I don't know if that's...
Don't do it. You're going to Netflix yourself.
You're getting ready to kill it anyway, so let me try it one more and see if this gets any better and if it will sustain it.
All right,
Are we better now?
Oh, damn.
Holy crud. You can see my ugly face.
I thought you were.
Well, see, that makes it worth it. Just for Val to comment that he didn't know that this came apart like that and inspect it, I wonder how many other people didn't know. And you can do it otherwise. The other trick that I used to do out in the field
with the string,
right? You can use a piece of 550 cord, but I use a cleaning brush or a toothbrush. You can also use your shoelace if you know how to do it. But you can pull that up, tension it, unscrew it, and get that out, especially if it starts jamming up with sand or anything like that. See, Bad Billy learned that as well. And so I always have those tools. Those are tools that you can purchase, through Sinclair or whatever. But if you're one of those that maintain your bolt gun or it's hard use or you're hunting, it's not a bad idea to pull that apart and check it, inspect it.
What have I been hoarding? I need to know now. I don't know what's up. My shoes have Velcro.
Oh, jeez.
Get in the chopper. Let me put my Velcro shoes on.
Oh, did you see that meme on Facebook today where it's got Arnold Schwarzenegger and it's got rolls of toilet paper? It's like, get to the toilet paper.
No.
Yeah, anyway, if you watch that movie, he's got that I don't even know what it's called, but he had the shoulder fired thing that had like 16 tubes on it.
Yeah,
and it's about this big, and it's rolls of toilet paper.
That's pretty awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty much based for a Remington action, but it will work on other ones. But I can't be sure. I know that there's one grabbing tooth that will grab on the back of it because something has to grab that firing pin to hold it in the back position until you pull the trigger to release it on a bolt gun. So for the most part, a lot of bolt guns it will work, but I don't know how many different ones. Oh, and I did get us a Ruger RPR secured for evaluation and T&E.
Nice.
Yeah. Get to the crapper.
Get to the crapper. That was yesterday. Holy mackerel.
Yeah. He said that's the glide to clean the rifle barrel. No. All right, we'll see you, Shay.
How we going, Shay? All right. Well, that's that's pretty cool. But that's some other cool stuff we can do because we can show the.
Well,
gun.
we can do that now, but I do get it. I think it's worth trying it, and
Yeah.
we'll see if I go that direction. And who knows? That's something you could do and just make your content exclusive where it's just that and release a lot less videos in the public.
Exactly.
Yep.
And there's some other benefits to it too.
And the people that are there want to be there and they're wanting to get that. So you're not having to deal with all the people that are commenting that are just doing junk.
And this is what I consider like a fun BS chat.
Yeah.
I kind of told you about the other things. If you want to learn a bunch of cool stuff, it's a little different, and they can see that once they find it. But I think it's pretty cool. I mean, it's going to keep the friggin' trolls away. It's going to keep you from getting banned, lose your whole channel and all your. I
think it's a good idea. Maybe I'll explore it after we see how it works with you, and we'll go from there.
When storing a barrel, put in a plastic liner soaked with oil. Keep it from rusting out or whatever. I haven't done that. The video is better now.
Yeah, this room down here, I keep dehumidifiers down here, and I keep it. I usually keep it right at about 50% humidity because you're not going to be able to grow any bacteria or anything like that if it's below like 65. So I do keep this area controlled, so I don't have any issues with rust. But in the South, you put it in a garage or something, just like, okay, so that Dillon 650 that's behind you. Are you getting any surface rust on that because it's in your garage, on the handles or anywhere?
I don't know. Let's check. I know that it's drier here with the garage door that opens every couple times a day at least. It's drier here than it is in my basement.
Yeah, but I also know that you had a pistol in there that you had forgotten about, and it turned into a rust bucket.
Oh, you ain't lying.
Oh, yeah, ruin the gun.
Yeah,
I need to start Jeopardy.
From this quick inspection, it looks perfect.
How about in the handle where you grab it right at the ball?
The handle where you grab it where?
When you pull the handle, right there where your hand is there anything around the top of it?
No.
That's not bad then.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty rare in the South. He said, look at the dies, Ricky.
I did look at the dies. Ain't nobody got time for that. Hell, I got some sitting right here. Let me show you.
Yeah, but you just bought those this weekend.
No. This is a freaking, what are these? Oh, you're just being an ass, aren't you?
Yeah, pretty much.
These are 40s. I've had these for a while.
Best grease to use for long-term underground rifle storage. I can say that if I were to do something like that, like the Mobil One, if you don't have wood, which I don't think it would hurt the wood, but like the Mobil One tube grease, let's say you're putting something in a PVC pipe or something, maybe that would work. I don't know. Maybe.
I know it's totally protected, but there's other ways. I don't think you need to get that crazy with Cosmoline.
We're talking long term. We're talking like 15, 20 years.
Generations later?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's long term.
Bald says he needs a single stage or turret press.
I
I
want
wish
the
you'd have told me that last week because I gave a 550 away yesterday. I didn't know you were looking for one.
olive oil and wrapped in plastic. I stored my tools in the garage for 10 years. The Craftsman ratchet all frozen. I've never had a problem with any of their Snap-on ratchet. Yeah, that's the reason why you buy good shit, Jackson. Right there. I remember when I worked at a muffler shop when I was in high school, and the Snap-on guy would come in every month or twice a month. And my little paycheck went to ratchets and sockets, and man, they could suck my money so fast. But I gotta say that the Snap-on ratchet, the one with like the screwdriver grip on it, was, man, when you're working with a ratchet all day, that is the way to go.
Absolutely. I actually have one. I was doing a large job. So a little bit about me. I used to build architectural skylights, big scale units, and
Huge.
I had the same exact ratchet. And if you know, on a standing seam metal roof, you have a barrier there basically. And I was at the very top of this peak, and it just slipped my hands, and it went in between the roof and on top of the decking and slid all the way down to the bottom. We're talking about like 30 something foot continuous run panel. It is still there to this day. Not getting it out. I was like, if I can get a magnet and feed it down through there, but it wouldn't go. I could
Yeah.
never get that thing back. That was my favorite one.
I know, and it's so expensive. I'm like, I just spent my whole week's worth of work on this thing. Holy hell. But after I had it, I was like, this is so nice. I have no
The neighbor guy says he's about to pull the trigger on a 750. Yeah,
idea.
I wish I'd have known. I had a 550 that I completely rebuilt. It works well. It's really slow. I've had it for a long, long time. It wasn't even on the press, and there was a guy at work that said he was looking at getting one. I said I had one, and I gave it to him. I gave it to a guy at work. It was just like your old one.
My old one.
Didn't you have an old 550 before you got the 650?
No, I have the Dillon Square DOB.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
I actually sold that to Daryl. You know who that is, right? At Rex's.
Yes, I do know who you're talking about.
Basically, Yang's partner.
Oh, Bad Billy says you should see his employees. Everyone has 30 to 40,000 in hack with Snap-on. I used to live up in near the Speedway, up near ZMAX and Lowe's Motor Speedway, and all my friends worked for one of the race teams, whether it was, Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, any of them. And I always went into those shops. We actually did a bunch of stuff in the shop, and yeah, it was amazing how much people will spend on tools.
It's their livelihood, though.
Yeah, that's true. It is true. But I will tell you, okay, so I have a lot of Snap-on tools, but like doing Snap-on wrenches, they're thinner, and I prefer a thicker wrench, which usually means you probably have the wrong tool in the first place. But they wipe off easier and everything else, being the Snap-ons, but the Craftsman's, when you're trying to use a lot of torque, I kind of like that better. It doesn't hurt your hand as much. And you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, it cuts in your hand more. But what's kind of weird too is like if you took, what's the one company? Not Mac.
You got Matco. You got Mac, Snap-on.
No. It's the one that's basically the generic of a Matco or a Snap-on.
Blue Point.
Yeah, they make decent quality stuff, meaning like the smoothness, like the good as shit is. You know what I mean? They tried to copy the whole kind of
That's why you slide a pipe over it. So what you're talking about is the fit and finish on one like this one, which is a high quality wrench, and then there's the Craftsman. And it's not fair because they're not the same size, but if they were the same size, this pushing on it is going to be a whole lot easier in the hands over time.
Yeah, but see, when you're using that, you're probably supposed to be using a ratchet.
That's what I said. You probably had the wrong tool for the job.
Yeah, because that one should be on the end that's got the head on it, and you should be taking the nut off.
Depends on where you're trying to fit it.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Chico
Cornwell tools.
Doug B. Levi Cummins. Start. Dun, dun. Gotta go see Chico Wise again. Let's see. Ball get certified to be car mechanic. You start at $40 an hour. There you go, buddy. You don't have to build houses in the snow. You could be in a garage somewhere spinning wrenches. Except for that little 45-degree. You ever use the air?
Yeah, he's a building contractor. Val's knocking in a lot more than 40 an hour. Come on.
Yeah. Well, especially in New York.
Yeah.
5-pound sledgehammer will break any bolt. Yes, it will. I charge 80.
I buy cheap tools, has a tendency to throw them. Sounds like my dad.
That's how my boss was at the muffler shop. So there was this motorhome, and it had a head gasket problem. Not a head gasket problem. The manifold. There's a certain motor. It's like a wet. It's tied in. Bad Billy would know what the hell I'm talking about. The manifold is tied into the water thing somehow, where you put the manifold on, and one of the studs had broke. So he's in there trying to drill this thing out, and he couldn't get it because of the angle. So he buys this brand new like $400 freaking angle drill, and he's in there, and all of a sudden this $400 freaking angle drill goes flying into the wall and lands on the thing, and I'm like, oh man, he's mad. I've never seen him that mad before. No, not the radiator SoCal. It was an old motorhome. I don't remember what engine was in it. We are all over the place. We're talking about tools.
Man, inside, outside rules.
Yeah.
Look at the content.
I mean, we are all over the place. I like it. Yeah, train wreck in progress. I prefer oxyacetylene wrench. Nothing beats it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll cut it. Petrogen torch. Has anybody used a Petrogen torch? Those are actually pretty cool. It's basically an oxyacetylene, but it's actually with gasoline. We use them in rescue because, we got gas on hand. And then you got to have an oxygen bottle, but we got oxygen bottles, so we can cut some pretty. It's basically just a freaking acetylene torch, but using gas.
Broken manifold studs. Oh yeah,
That's what I was talking about. Yeah, because usually we'd get in there and we'd try to tack weld a new bolt on it so we could put a head on it and try to back it out.
Ring it off.
Yeah, and that was not happening on that one. Andrew Chavez. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, we are almost at the 1:30 mark. So with that said, Ray's going to sing the Star Spangled Banner and go. All right, let's see. So we got a couple minutes, so we'll be saying our highs and buys, all that good stuff. Hold a flashlight and you don't hear a lot.
Yeah, I felt so bad because someone put that on Facebook, that exact same thing. And the day before, I had Ella holding a flashlight for me while I was under the hood because I was trying to change a headlight bulb. And the way the angle, and it was dark, and I thought of that immediately. It was like the next day, and I was like, geez, can you not hold it in the right place? And it's like, really? I'm yelling at my daughter for not holding it.
I can't see it right there. I don't need you to see it. I need me to see it.
That's right.
That's usually what happens. They're like, oh, yeah, that looks good. No, that ain't good. That's not even close. Move it over like 6 inches. Funny. Shit rescue has to be best destroying tool.
Thanks, TB. Guys, I will answer those emails. I'll send that information out. We'll get you a hat shipped out for sure. Thank you. Thank you for the support.
Yeah, definitely cool. Thanks for the answers, too, to the earlier thing. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be more enjoyable. I think you guys will enjoy it more as well. I know I will, because I'll be able to show guns and have a good time. So we'll try it out, see how it works. If I'm sitting there crickets by myself, then it probably wasn't a great idea, but it might be great. We might have the funnest chat we've ever had. So it should be pretty cool. Yeah, wait. Hats were, where do I get that? Levi, if you send an email to X-Ring, the problem is they're expensive. You probably missed the other part. Yeah, he didn't make these. He was originally going to try to make these to sell, but they're expensive. So I don't know. You probably want to talk more on it than I do.
Yeah, so basically they ended up costing me 24.80 something is what the total was. I only had like 20 of them made up. There's
Here,
only a
you're
few people that have them. So in order to cover shipping and everything else, I'd have to ask 30. That's the only way I'm going to break even after shipping. And so if you're wanting one, not that you want one, but if you do one, just send me an email at the xringchannel@gmail.com. What vehicles do we drive over here?
4Runner. Oh, I got a Ford F-350, four-door crew cab, long bed, 4x4, diesel. And then I got something that I can zip around town and save a bunch of fuel mileage. And that's a 4Runner.
Yeah, I drive a 2500 diesel because I pull a lot of trailers, like dump trailers and stuff like that. So that's what I drive. That's my daily driver. That's my daily fuel sucker, is what it is.
Yeah, actually, that ain't that bad.
It is as much as I drive.
You do drive a lot. Yeah. Cummins. There you go.
There you go.
238,000 miles. I like to hear that. That's the reason why I bought a Toyota 4Runner. I want to put 6 billion miles on that thing. I don't drive enough to do it, though. I mean, I'd be at 190 years old before I got even close to that. Yep, Bald and Curious, he's a Ram guy. He's actually got that bed that in the back that's a toolbox thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Well, we're just waiting on our Cybertrucks.
Yes, he is. Did you order one of those?
Maybe.
All right.
I think it's the best concept ever. Who cares about the aesthetics? You give me a big truck like that can go 500 miles between charges, dude, I'm telling you, that's doing something.
Hey, I just want to ride in the thing. I need to spray the underside of your 4Runner with fluid film. Oh, for like snow salt protection or something? What the hell is fluid film?
It's probably what it is.
Yeah, that rubber coating stuff. You guys have the right stuff. Thanks, DW.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Rust prevention. Yeah. Ray, let's do Anza again in it. You ain't getting
I just don't know when the next time. I would love it. It was a great trip. I just don't know when the next time I'm going to be able to come out to Cali. Maybe I'll get something planned. I don't know. Maybe sometime in the summer or something when it's like 120.
TB's got a question. He actually hit me up a couple times on this. So, TB, what video? Let me give it to you this way, since you're such an awesome guy. What video would you like to see? Hey, Rick. Speaking about your 4Runner, we are still waiting for you to put your light kit on, along with your gun rack you was wanting. Oh, I don't have any of that stuff yet. I've been buying freaking suppressors and all sorts of shit. I've been putting my 4Runner money into my long range money. So I haven't really done anything to my truck. Now, since Bald and Curious is out here, they'll make sure
you have done something to your truck.
Besides bend the thing?
So, guys, he's at my house, and he's backing down this area that I've had some cut stumps.
I put that in
he didn't high center, but he bent the crap out of that foot. He's got a running board that's like this now. It looks like a parallelogram.
Yeah, it's not square. It's all what? That's for aerodynamics, Ray. That was perfectly planned that way. How you doing, fine, Rich? This was well thought out. I just got to figure out how I can park the other way and get the other one, and then I'm good.
Oh, we can do it.
We can do it.
We can do it.
Toyota frames still arrest no matter what the climate. Yeah, nationwide recalls on frames.
We'll see you, neighbor guy.
Have a good night. All right, amigos. We got 30 seconds. So I appreciate everybody.
30 seconds.
I appreciate everybody giving me their answers and all that good stuff, and obviously having a great time.
I'm going to do that, TB. We'll probably do it this weekend.
Oh, shooting the Krispy Kreme donut?
I want to do it with a 6mm. I'm going to try it.
You guys are going to be crunk. It'd be easy to shoot it through the donut at 100 yards.
Well, we won't do it at 100. We'll do it at like 300.
There you go. That's the reason why I'm getting better. Every time I say a number, he triples it.
There you go. All right, we'll do it.
All right,
hey guys. All right, so I'll SoCal. I'll get you a hat as well. But if I don't get to you, just remember, guys, just email me at thexringchannel@gmail.com. You guys have a great night. We'll see you.
Good night.